Have you heard that the words lady and boss? Time's been good to me. Still styling, still flying. Yes, so sexy, hot, I sizzle.
Hi there. I'm Boss Amanishakhete. I'm still sexy. I'm still beautiful. I got my head together. My house is never messy. I can't say that. I'm actually repeating the lyrics of the song that you hear at the beginning of the show. It's called Still Sexy. That song is a song I wrote in collaboration with my nephew, local hip-hop artist and producer, Enough. We wrote Still Sexy a couple of years ago to represent women over 40, because some of you folks out there think once we get past a certain age, we need some help. And this woman, who happens to be 58 years old and counting, and I'm so happy about that, and I'm okay with that. I still look good. I still look good, okay? And as my song says, I may have flaws, but drop your jaws. I'm damn close, and you'll see me coming for miles. Yes, you do. I want to talk about this topic because, as you know, the beauty industry continues on and on and on, making billions of dollars. Women from all walks of life, including African American women, young and getting older, are doing things to their bodies. And I'm not talking about natural things like a few little exercises, okay? I'm talking about Botox. I'm talking about tummy tucks. I'm talking about booty fillers. I'm talking about breast implants. And they're doing so much to their body these days. And I'm asking yourselves, or have you asked yourself, why are you doing it? Are you doing it because society says that's what's supposed to be beauty? You know, it's interesting. If you do a little history checking, you will find that way back prior to the 17th century, women who were voluptuous were considered beautiful. Those who were considered heavyset. I'm named after Queen Amanishakhete. Amanishakhete was said to have been a very large woman, a woman who was well fed. And women who were well fed were considered royalty, because she was a queen, a very wealthy queen, who actually took out the Roman army and later did a peace treaty with them. She was a very powerful woman, but she was also considered the mother of peace and love. So Amanishakhete was considered a very beautiful woman based on her size. In today's society, we hear a lot of different things. You know, you got to be tiny. And you know, it's one, I can't even think of the queen's name, but there was a queen post-voluptuous women that was very tiny. And in those days, they didn't know what the word or what the disease anorexia was. But this particular queen was anorexic. She was very tiny, very, very tiny waist. And so all of a sudden, she became the standard of beauty, this really tiny anorexic woman. And as you know, it's gone on through society, even up through today. And if you look at some of the old ads from many, many years ago, remember Twiggy, how tiny Twiggy was? And interestingly, if you do your little history on some of the advertising from long, long time ago, some of those ads used to be skinny men portraying women, meaning that some of the ads with the hats slanted to the head where you couldn't see the facial features, and a woman standing here like this with her head down, in many cases were really thin men, tiny, tiny men, because we had an industry, fashion industry, where they said tiny was the thing, skinny was the thing. And most women, we have hormones, okay? And we were made to be voluptuous, or to some degree have shape and form. We were not meant to be skinny. Now, I'm not saying that's true for everybody, because some people are born that way, okay? Or to be very, very thin. But for the most parts, when you see tiny, tiny people gracing the runways of the, New York still, they are primarily anorexic are very, very young girls who are there to try to sell women like me with a dream of clothing that they're supposed to be wearing. Well, that's a whole other story. I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but this is a subject that's very, very dear to my heart. I happen to be what I call a classic woman. I love me. And when I wrote the song Still Sexy, I wrote it in recognition of women getting older or over 40, and who I call classic woman, because we are classy. Now, there used to be a time, I know, where people would say, well, hell, Sylvia, you're African American, black don't crack. But let's face it, depending on how you take care of yourself, black can crack. Because I'm going to tell you, I done seen some black cracking, okay? And they need some help. And all I could take, it was a change in diet, stop the chicken, okay? And I'm not trying to stereotype here, saying all black folks eat chicken. But those who eat all that fried food, I start looking at our health in a different way. You know, someone once told me, we eat to live, not live to eat. Anyway, and I'm going off on a tangent again because I'm on a health kick myself and I like to keep my weight down. Not to say I want to be skin and bones, because I don't. I love having a little meat on my body. And the men do too, okay? But again, we live in an era where beauty, is it really in the eye of the beholder? Or are we following a standard that is making many of us do things that are sometimes unnatural? Tons of Botox, and I'm not saying Botox is bad, a little bit here, maybe a little bit there, but people are going and getting tummy tucks. People are getting, shots in their booty to have big butts, and putting these things in their breasts to have breast implants. And I was laughing and telling someone the other day, at the end of the day, when your man is horny and he wants some, he don't care if you have a tummy tuck or some breasts and a booty. Now, he might look at you and say, ooh, fine, but when he's getting ready to get some, he just want to know how nice it fits in several parts of your body. If you know what I'm saying. I'm going to leave it at that just in case some kids are watching. But I'm just saying, he ain't too worried about what it's looking like. So I'm here to say, is it really necessary? Folks look at me and say, sister, you need to have a booty, because all black women have booties, and people try to make me feel like I need to have a booty. And I had someone else tell me, well, it's a matter of perception. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty happy with my butt, okay? And it ain't got nothing in it. My booty ain't got nothing in it. It's all natural, okay? And I even bought a video called Brazilian Butt. And my daughter the other day asked me, how was that going? And I told her it was going pretty fine, because I opened the wrapper, took it out of the wrapper. I bought it a year ago, by the way, and it's still in my VCR. Oh, but I plan to use it one day. But meanwhile, I do my 2 hours of walking. I try to eat healthy, and not to say I don't have my days, because I do like my chocolate, okay? All right? So, again, when people are doing these things, they're doing so much of it now that they go to the extreme. And some of these folks that I'm seeing now, particularly on television, they are candidates for the new reality show, Botched. They should be botched, because some of those booties don't look natural. Some of those facelifts don't look natural, because once they start, they keep on going, and it becomes a disaster. So, what do we do? What do we do? Is it all about the external being? Or should it be about internally and how we feel about ourselves on the inside? If we truly love ourselves, it will show on the outside, Remember the ugly duckling and the beautiful swan story? But, again, I'd like to talk a little bit about it. Show you some photos I've come up with, because again, this booty thing, now I don't care. My man's gonna have to just like what I have, because I'm not gonna be sticking nothing in my butt. Okay? Yeah. Well, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about needles and things. And I'm not really wanting to talk about the other. But anyway, I got some photos to show you, and I'd like to kind of hear your opinion. You know, if you want to send me a line, my email address is ashakete@gmail.com. That's ashakete, ASHAKHETE @gmail.com. So sit back and think about it for a minute. Think about yourself, and let's take a look at this whole thing called "Gotta get a booty tuck so I can look good," or this and that. See you in a minute. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures, and someone sent in and said, "Did you take a look at these booties?" Take a look. What do you think? Do you think that looks natural? I can guarantee you these ladies think that they are looking good, and you can't tell them nothing. Well, I'm here to tell them something. You look a mess. You look a hot mess. Yeah, I'm throwing some shade, or however you say it. I'm reading you, whatever you want to say. You look a hot mess. Here's a few more. Take a look at this. What do you think? I mean, I could go on forever. We could talk about this forever, but I think the point I wanted to make is I don't have a problem with shouting from the rooftop who Boss Amanishakhete is and how I just love myself. Just to let you know, at the end of the show, I am going to play Still Sexy in its entirety. For those who are interested in purchasing a single of Still Sexy, please go to CD Baby, where it's under Boss Amanishakhete. When I first launched the song, I launched it under Lady Boss. So when you go to iTunes, there is still a Lady Boss store with Still Sexy in the album Epiphany of a Lady. So just want to say, love yourself, take care of yourself. Let's just keep on keeping on. And when it comes to beauty, can't nobody tell us nothing but ourselves. See you in truth. I'm Amanishakhete.
Lady Boss is more than just a name. I am the way. One life, one moment. We must take control of our destiny. You heard that the words lady and boss, time's been good to me. Still styling, still flying, yes, so sexy, hot, I sizzle. One bad mama, jamma, bam. Pay me attention, pay me your mind. The way I walk and talk with time, you see me coming for miles. I am the one to find the sign is mine. Even the flowers think I smell good. Never losing a step, for I blossom. Bold and beautiful lady I am. Never cocky, maybe, but for real confidant. If I don't say it, play it, crave it, who will? Lady boss is more than just a name. I am the way. One life, one moment. We must take control of our destinies. We have paved the way for future generations to recognize. We are not older, just much wiser, much stronger. Ladies, are you with me? We are still so sexy. No facelifts, never. No tummy tucks yet, no never. I'm not without flaws, drop your jaws, I'm damn close. When I strut, I cause traffic jams. Yes, I am that tough, keeping you engaged. My smile is infectious, so quarantine me now. Feel my body, feel my thrust. Feel me, I'm the walk, the talk of the town. Always up and never down. I have defied father time. Damn, I'm still trotting hot, in my right frame of mind. A businesswoman yet classy and sassy. Lady in the street behind closed doors nasty. Subtle, not flashy, a real lady, a must. Check my resume so you can trust. One life, one moment. We must take control of our destinies. We have paved the way for future generations to recognize. We are not older, just much wiser, much stronger. Ladies, are you with me? We are still so sexy. This is our time, express yourself. Never shy away, flaunt your time. We have earned that right, just like fine wine. We have become better with time. More well-rounded, more refined. Not played out or used up, we are the original queens. Dig that.
They said woman gets better with time, and I love me a veteran in the prime. And you know I gets better with mine. It's me and you against the world, so together we shine. You're so beautiful, still so sexy. Got your head together, your house never messy. Nice clothes, nice cars, nice hips. Believe me when I tell you this. Yep.
One life, one moment. We must take control of our destinies. We have paved the way for future generations to recognize. We are not older, just much wiser, much stronger. Ladies, are you with me? We are still so sexy.